MDSC's Your Next Star Shop. Matthew Cullen is a proud graduate of Salem State University's Inclusive Concurrent Enrollment Initiative. He is a legislative advocate and public speaker extraordinaire who last year was honored as the National Down Syndrome Society's Advocate of the Year. Matt works 3 jobs, including behind the counter at Pomodori Newburyport. MDSC Board Chair Stacy Lindborg and Vice Chair Jonathan Tabasky are a dynamic duo. Love that. Not only are they both exceptional board members, they are individually parents to incredible children with Down syndrome, Stacy to Cooper and John to Anna. So please welcome Michael, Matthew, Stacy, and Jonathan.
Thank you, Ray. It's great to be here. Massachusetts Senate Minority Leader Tarr of Gloucester was first elected to the state Senate 30 years ago. Over the years, he has solidified his place amongst the most reliable advocates for our Down syndrome and disabled communities on Beacon Hill. More than a decade ago, Senator Tarr was among the legislator's conference committee members who directly supported funding for MDSC programs and services in the Senate budget. In 2014, Senator Tarr was among the key legislators to support MDSC's top priority national background check bill, a landmark piece of legislation protecting individuals with disabilities that was signed into law that fall. It was during these advocacy efforts when Senator Tarr invited members of our community to bang the gavel in the Senate chambers where the bill would pass, that we observed his genuine desire to personally connect with individuals in our community. In the years since, now Minority Leader Tarr has not only become a major diversity champion, taking on the lead of important issues that we bring to his attention. In 2022, when he saw on Instagram that one of his constituents, Matt Cullen, was passionate about higher education opportunities for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, Minority Leader Tarr not only reached out to Matt, he actually took time from his schedule to visit Matt in his home in Ipswich to hear more. And when Matt invited the minority leader to the Buddy Walk the past 3 years, Senator Tarr has been here for Matt and for us. This past legislative session, Minority Leader Tarr was even the lead sponsor for an important piece of legislation on MDSC's legislative platform, an accessory housing bill to make it easier for families to create in-laws apartments or other accessory dwelling units for their loved ones with disabilities. Now we need his continued support and leadership as we make a push to get our top priority, Senate Bill 617, an act regarding applied behavioral analysis, to the finish line. We couldn't ask for a better friend in our communities and on Beacon Hill, and I'm thrilled to ask Matthew Cullen to help present Minority Leader Tarr with MDSC's 2024 Legislator of the Year Award.
Yes, Senator!
Feel free to step in front if you want.
Come on. Let's the front, guys. Don't be hiding. Yep. Come on up, guys. Yep, perfect. You taking 2? Yep. There we go, guys. You get big smiles on me. 1, 2, 3. We'll do one more. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Thank you, guys. Awesome.
Thank you, Stacy.
So I was just asked if I want to say a few words, and anybody that knows me knows I never say no to that kind of a request. No! I just want to take a few minutes to say, number one, how inspired I always am to be among you, to be among people who care about making a difference in this world and having a real impact not only for the folks that have Down syndrome, but for all the folks in this world that benefit from having folks with Down syndrome in our lives, as our neighbors, members of our community, and people that we care about very much in this life. It has been incredible to watch this organization over the years make that difference. Improve quality of life, help people capture their potential, help them move forward in their lives in new and exciting ways every single day. And of course, it's always an honor to work with the team here at MDSC to make sure that we get things done on Beacon Hill. You've heard a roster of things that we have gotten done, and yes, now we have teed up applied behavioral analysis, and it's going to get moving in the Committee on Ways and Means. But you know, the most important thing is we are so fortunate to have the Mass Down Syndrome Congress. We're so fortunate to have you, and we're so fortunate to have each other in a state that cares about reaching the very best in potential for every one of its citizens. And I couldn't stand here at this microphone without doing two things. Number one, I want to ask you to join me in giving a big round of applause to Maureen, who never, ever stops on your behalf. And number two, Representative Wong is here, my good friend in the House of Representatives. Yeah, give him a round of applause. He's fantastic. But just know that we have an incredible legislative delegation. There are two of us here. There are many who are not. But they do an incredible job. They listen, they learn, they advocate, and they advance your agenda. And I want to ask you to give a round of applause to all of my colleagues in the Massachusetts legislature. And lastly, I just want to say thank you to Matt. You know, it wasn't that long ago when Matt reached out and he brought an issue to my attention about concurrent enrollment, and he said, why don't you come to my house and visit? And not only do I go to his house in Ipswich, it was a warm summer day, Matt made lemonade, he made some pastry. To be honest, I didn't want to go back to the State House. But that day, I learned more about Down syndrome. I learned more about what we could do to help have access to education. And I learned once again how when we work as a team with you and the legislative delegation, there is no limit to what we can accomplish. So I want to say thanks. In a world that sometimes is characterized by controversy and acrimony, you give us hope, you give us light, and you give us a reason to stand tall as residents of Massachusetts and move forward at what we do best, which is improving the quality of life for all of our neighbors, including those with Down syndrome.
Yes.
Thank you all very, very much. I'm humbled by this award.
Thank you, Stacy, and thank you, Senator Tarr.